Hey YouTubers, I hope you're enjoying the content. Before we get to today's video, I want everyone to go hit that bell over by the subscriber button so you're notified every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion, theory / speculation video. And we are going to be talking about today whether or not Master Roshi, Muten Roshi, whatever you want to call him, whether he's going to be backsliding at some point during the Tournament of Power. Because if we remember back in episode 96, the last episode that aired as we're recording this video, Krillin came up to him and was like, "Are you going to be okay? Like, there's some really hot women over here." And he's like, nah. I'm like, man, look. I've gotten over that. My little weakness, my illness, whatever it is, like, I've gotten over it. I'm chill, man. I'm chill. I'm ready to get this done. And we're wondering whether or not that's actually truthful. And we got some points here. Mostly this is basically an open question to everybody who's listening. We really want to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comment section below. But joining me today, I am once again joined by Golden Scouter, or Kevin. To anyone who hasn't already, I implore everyone to stop this video right now, go down to the description section below and hit that link to go subscribe to Golden Scouter, because I know I say it a lot about a lot of people on my channel, and all of it's true, but this guy makes some really awesome content, and seriously, some of the most original stuff I've seen in this entire community. He's good at power scaling. He has awesome what if discussions. He has some really cool ideas that are better than some of my own. Like I have to just kind of say that, like, some of his ideas for like future arcs, videos he wants to do in the future, can't wait to do them with him or whoever he decides to do them with. So enough of that for right now. Please make sure to go sub to him. But man, how are you? How was your day? What do you think of this topic?
Hey, Mark, I'm pretty good. How are you doing? It is I, the Golden Scouter, or Kevin, whatever you like to call me.
So we're talking today about Master Roshi and whether or not he is going to be backsliding at some point in this tournament. Because, I mean, first of all, do you think that he's even going to be important in this tournament? Because obviously we're just using Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and any Dragon Ball story in general. He is the weakest of the group. He's the weakest of the bunch. Do you think he is going to be just kind of pushed over and let other people fight? He's going to lose and nothing else? Or is he going to be useful at all? I mean, why take this much time to show him getting over his affliction for the feminine figure and show him training over, people like Ten Shinhan or even Krillin or 18 or something? They actually showed Roshi training. Do you think he's going to be important, or is all that just fluff and he's going to get taken out immediately?
I mean, if they're putting him in the tournament, I think he's definitely going to be important. I mean, the whole thing is with Roshi coming back, a lot of people's criticisms have been, including myself, Roshi's relevance arguably kind of ended in Dragon Ball after he forfeited against Ten Shinhan, kind of saying about how he wants the next generation to take over. But the thing is, he's here in Dragon Ball Super, so I honestly think he's going to make an impact. If he's going to be one of the top 10 team members, I definitely think he's going to make an impact, because one of the things a lot of people have been saying was like, why wasn't Yamcha selected? So I think because of that, I think that Roshi kind of is above Yamcha and above Ten Shinhan just based on what we've seen from 89, even though it makes no sense and it basically pains my heart to say it.
Especially from a power scaler.
Yeah, especially from a power scaler to where it seems like where Ten Shinhan has had all this training on Kaio's planet and 3 years training for the artificial humans, that he logically should be above Roshi. But my point being is that most people seem to debate that the two people that are going to be knocked out first is either going to be Roshi or Ten Shinhan. And honestly, like, even though Ten Shinhan is displayed to be weaker than Roshi at this point, just based off of 89, I really do think that Roshi is going to be the first one knocked out. And like you were saying before, I do think that Roshi is going to have some importance. We saw the next episode preview for 97, and we saw Roshi looking like a badass firing that Kamehameha. So that is one of the reasons why I think that Roshi is going to be important while we see him. Because we see also at the end of the Boogie Back ending, where he's using the Mafuba, and also just the fact that he was using that paralysis attack against Ten Shinhan. So I think that Roshi's going to have a lot to offer. Just even though he said that he wanted to pass the torch to the next generation, he's back, and I think that he is ready to make an impact in any way he can, especially since he is the master.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I feel like he's going to be important. He has a unique ability, couple sets of moves that we've seen him be used over the last couple episodes that show that he has the ability at least to, I guess, incapacitate one person or maybe even a group of people, like with the Mafuba that we've seen earlier in the other arcs or something, to basically shove them off the ring. I think that's going to be really useful. I disagree. I don't think he's going to be the first one off, although it could be that way. I really think the first one off is going to be someone of importance, or someone we think could be important. Like, what would happen if Gohan loses Piccolo, the person he's like relying on probably the most in this entire tournament, or something like that. I mean, you have to push the characters, and it would just be too easy to have Roshi be put off so easily, considering the fact that no one's probably thinking that he is going to win the tournament, although I'm sure there's a handful of people who believe he might win the tournament. I mean, he needs this one. The first winner of the first tournament winning this biggest tournament, I think that'd be pretty cool. But so when it comes to him actually getting off, and as I said, you and I are in agreement, just not necessarily when he's going to be getting off. What is going to happen in order to make him do this? Because as he said, as Krillin seemed to worry about, he has this problem with women. He has this problem with women fighters. And one of the things 96 showed us is that there is a plethora of women fighting in this tournament. I actually like this. It feels like every single team has at least one woman character that we've seen. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, even the Pride Troopers have what appears to be a female character, and there's just so much that Roshi just probably might even backslide from what he's saying. And the biggest thing I could say to this is I'm pretty sure at the very end of Dragon Ball Z, he still is Roshi. He still is the person he is. I mean, that's his character. That's who we met in Dragon Ball. That's who we came to love in Dragon Ball through Dragon Ball Z and through most of Super up until this point. So to see him give whatever it is that makes Roshi, his uniqueness as a character, away in order to fight in this tournament is cool. It's an awesome character development for him. But considering the fact that we've seen him in a time period after this particular point in time, at least in the current timeline of Dragon Ball, where he is still afflicted by this ailment, I guess he would think, or his weakness, and just the fact that even if he goes into a fight serious, that he is going to completely get away from this situation where he's not going to be able to backslide someone like Khalifa or Kale or any of the other women who might get his attention throughout this entire tournament are not going to push him out because he can't necessarily, I guess, deal with the fact that they are so attractive, and he's going to Roshi out all over the place until they're just pushing him off. Is something I think is just bound to happen. Before we started talking about this, you discussed something and I looked it up. I didn't know what it was or the name of it, but it's a trope in storytelling called Chekhov's gun, where if you introduce something in the beginning of an arc or beginning of a story and you make sure to bring it up and you even bring it up again, you know that thing's going to have importance later on in the story. So they brought this up that Roshi has this situation. He needs to get over this situation. He got over this situation. And they just keep bringing it up. I'm sure he's going to backslide at some point.
I agree. The whole thing is that I think that Roshi's going to resist at first. I think he's going to be like, no, you can't tempt me with, like, the terminology he used. He was like, you can't tempt me with the flesh or whatever. and then I think that, I don't know, maybe somebody with some kind of crazy power who can, like, alter his perception or something like that just makes him see, like, a nude women, and just makes it to where Roshi just goes off the edge. or something like that. I mean, literally and figuratively. But even then, like, since Roshi has a lot of steam coming out of his nose, maybe that could be something that saves him. Maybe whenever he's falling off the edge, he can use his steam kind of like a jetpack or something like that, and get himself back up on the ring and just be like, aha, see, you can't tap me even after you knock me out. And then we see Roshi just come over with something way more than what we expect out of him. Because I think everyone just expects that Roshi is going to see some tits, and then he's going to get knocked out of the ring or something like that, or just pass out.
I imagine as much. It'd be really interesting. Say the fact that, like, some things that we've already seen, kind of putting together some things that we've already seen. This is what I would like to. It's like, so we have Khalifa and Kale, who are probably going to be together or staying together closely during this tournament. And obviously for whatever reason, Roshi's throwing people off the side of the ring here and there and here and there. And then Khalifa and Kale come up next to him, and he's just like, he's like, oh, you can't tempt me, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, then because he's all high and mighty of himself getting over this ailment of his, Khalifa gets mad at him, and they start arguing. And he's saying, like, you're not even that attractive, and that pisses off Kale to the point where she turns berserker. and then she bodies him, and he goes away. Like I said, I don't necessarily think that Roshi is going to win any of this. I don't think he's going to, but this is always something that just kind of piqued my interest in the last episode, but the fact that they just keep bringing up the fact that Roshi is trying to get over this weakness of his with females and how he reacts to them. But at the same time, it's like part of his character. If they get rid of that, then Roshi is no longer Roshi, and it just happens to be that if, like, they do that, he's no longer the character he was, so they have to get rid of it somehow. So I just think that all of this is being done to set up some huge joke sometime later this arc, and I can't wait to see what it is, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, all I'm hoping is that where the joke works, and it's not just us getting pissed off that Roshi got eliminated due to whatever he saw or whatever he did or whatever someone else did to him.
No, I completely agree with that. But anyway, guys, like we said, this is a open question, basically. I want to hear everyone's opinions in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning of the video, please make sure to go check out Golden Scouter in the description section below, because the guy makes some really awesome content. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that bell over by the subscriber button for more notifications for content anytime I drop it. And with that being said, guys, we all hope y'all have a good day. Bye.